This is the Below Grade Podcast by Golden Triangle Services, where Glenn and Carroll dig into the hidden issues in government contracting. Real stories, hard truths, and a better way forward. Let's get to work.
Welcome to the very first episode of the podcast. It's your host, Glenn, from Golden Triangle Services, and as always, I'm joined by my fantastic colleague and the planning partner behind so much of what we do, Carroll.
Thanks, Glenn. Great to be here. And for those picturing us, yes, we're back at our favorite corner coffee shop. It's exciting to finally kick this off, isn't it?
It is. And the smell of fresh coffee always gets the gears turning. Today, we're diving into a topic that, while it might sound a bit, technical, is absolutely crucial to the success of massive undertakings. The role of milestones in large infrastructure projects. We're talking highways, bridges, airports, the works. These aren't just abstract concepts. They're the very arteries and veins of our modern society, enabling commerce, connecting communities, and ensuring our safety.
It's a topic near and dear to our hearts because, frankly, when it comes to big government contracts, understanding and hitting these milestones is the difference between a project that shines and one that, let's just say it costs a lot more time and money than anyone bargained for. It's about delivering on promises to the public and ensuring taxpayer dollars are spent wisely.
Exactly. I've been on enough sites over the decades to see it firsthand. People think, we'll just make up that lost time later. And I'm always there shaking my head thinking, no, you really can't. It just doesn't work that way. Every delay, every missed step has a ripple effect that can derail the entire timeline and budget.
What exactly are we talking about when we say milestones?
That's a great place to start. At its core, a critical milestone is a specific, measurable event or deliverable that marks significant progress in a project's timeline. Think of them as the big check-ins, the non-negotiables that show you're moving forward. They're the strategic points where a project's status is formally reviewed and decisions are made to proceed to the next phase. It's not just a task completed, but a major achievement.
So not just, we poured some concrete today, but something concrete, pun intended. Something that signifies a major phase transition or a critical decision point.
Exactly. We're talking about things like project initiation, where you secure all the funding and permits, which, believe me, can be a monumental task in itself here in Texas with all the regulations. This isn't just a handshake. It involves intricate legal agreements, environmental impact assessments, and securing community buy-in. Without this, the project can't even begin to breathe.
And let's not forget the detailed planning that goes into that initial phase. It's not just about getting the green light, but setting the entire strategic direction.
Precisely. Then there's design completion, when all the engineering plans are finalized. You can't start digging until those drawings are locked in. This phase involves countless hours of architectural, structural, electrical, and civil engineering work, ensuring every detail is meticulously planned and reviewed for feasibility and safety. Any changes after this point can be incredibly costly.
And then the big one, groundbreaking. That's when you physically start moving dirt. That's usually the first one the public really sees, isn't it? The ceremonial shovel in the ground. It's a symbolic moment, but it also marks the transition from planning to physical execution.
It is, but as we know, a lot happens before that shovel even touches the ground. After that, you have your major construction phases, finishing the foundation, getting the structural elements up, utility installations. These are often broken down into sub-milestones like structural steel erected or major pipeline laid to maintain granular control over progress. Each of these phases presents its own unique set of challenges and requires careful coordination of multiple teams and materials.
And then, often overlooked, but absolutely vital, testing and commissioning. Are the electrical systems working? Is the plumbing sound? Does everything meet safety standards? This is where the rubber meets the road, ensuring every component functions as intended. It's about validating that the design translates into a working, safe infrastructure.
Oh, the dreaded punch list phase. Been there, done that.
And finally, the big project completion. The ribbon cutting. The day you hand it over for public use. That's the finish line. Every single one isn't just a ceremony, they're measurable indicators of progress and quality. This final milestone signifies that the asset is ready for operation and will serve its intended purpose for the community.
These milestones act as anchors. When you're dealing with projects that can cost billions and span years, like that Texas high-speed rail we keep hearing about, or our flood mitigation efforts in Houston, you have so many moving parts. Municipalities, contractors, engineers, regulators. Their efforts have to be synchronized. It's like conducting a massive orchestra where every section must play in perfect harmony.
It's like a well-oiled machine. If one part is off, the whole thing grinds to a halt. Milestones, they set those clear deadlines. They really help project managers first track progress. You break it down into manageable chunks. You can actually see if tasks are getting done on time. This isn't just about checking boxes. It's about having a real-time understanding of where the project stands against its original plan. It allows for early identification of deviations.
And manage resources. This is huge. You align your labor, materials, and equipment to these milestones. If you know the foundation needs to be done by a certain date, you get your concrete ordered, your crews scheduled. It optimizes budgets and, critically, avoids those nasty cost overruns. Efficient resource allocation means less waste and more value for the public.
Like completing a bridge foundation before monsoon season hits in Texas. You miss that, and you're looking at weeks, maybe months of delays and a whole lot of extra cash just because of weather. We've seen that one happen too many times. The weather in Texas can be unpredictable, and failing to account for it in milestone planning can have catastrophic financial consequences.
Absolutely. And finally, mitigating risks. Milestones give you those critical opportunities to identify and address issues early. A design flaw, a safety concern, you catch it at a milestone checkpoint before it escalates into a full-blown catastrophe. Think about safety inspections on a city-owned construction site here in Texas. It's not just good practice, it helps prevent accidents, and it aligns with the Texas Tort Claims Act. These checkpoints are essentially built-in audit points, allowing for course correction before problems become insurmountable.
And finally, stakeholder coordination. If the contractors, engineers, and municipalities aren't on the same page, milestones get missed, period. You need clear communication and robust project management. A breakdown in communication can be as damaging as a physical barrier on the construction site.
Beyond the financial implications, milestones are absolutely critical for fostering stakeholder accountability and public trust. Everyone involved, from the government agency to the private contractor to the taxpayer, needs to know what's happening. Transparency is paramount in public works. When there's clear visibility into progress, it creates a shared understanding and reduces speculation.
It sets expectations, doesn't it? Everyone knows what they're responsible for. If my crew is supposed to have the structural steel work done by a certain date, we know that because if we don't, it delays everyone else. This creates a chain of accountability, where each team is aware of their impact on the overall project. It fosters a culture where everyone is invested in hitting those targets.
Exactly. And facilitating transparency. When milestones are publicly announced, like the completion of a major highway interchange, it allows communities to hold municipalities and contractors accountable. In Texas, where public scrutiny of infrastructure spending is incredibly high, transparent milestones build trust. Think of the Austin Bergstrom International Airport expansion. People want to see that progress. This open communication fosters a sense of shared ownership and ensures that projects are truly serving the public good, not just private interests.
And if a milestone is missed, say getting those environmental permits, it enables course correction. You can reassess, adjust the timelines, the budget, or the strategy. That's vital here in Texas, with stringent environmental regulations for projects near waterways. It's not about blame, but about proactive problem solving to get the project back on track. It allows for agility in the face of unforeseen challenges, minimizing long-term impact.
And Glenn, you know my biggest concern, which is the erosion of public trust. Every delay, every cost overrun, it chips away at the public's belief that government can effectively manage these huge projects. GTS is all about reversing that trend through independent oversight. Meeting those milestones signals competence and commitment, rebuilding that vital trust. When the public sees tangible progress and responsible management, it strengthens their confidence in public institutions and the democratic process.
And then there's enhancing public safety, which, from my perspective, is paramount, especially on city-owned sites, where municipalities have legal and moral obligations to protect workers and the public. We build safety protocols right into the milestones. Safety isn't an afterthought. It's an integral part of every phase of the project, from design to completion. It's a non-negotiable aspect that must be prioritized above all else.
For instance, in a 1600 amp installation for a municipal building, a milestone for testing the main circuit breaker's functionality, whether it's top or bottom fed, ensures compliance with the National Electrical Code. It prevents electrical accidents. These specific safety milestones are non-negotiable and protect both the workers and future occupants of the building, ensuring the infrastructure is safe for generations.
And on our construction sites here in Texas, regular safety inspection milestones can mitigate risks like scaffolding collapses. Again, not just good practice, but it helps prevent liability under the Texas Tort Claims Act. We put people first, always. It's a moral imperative that translates into legal protection, demonstrating a commitment to the well-being of every individual involved and affected by the project.
GTS, our commitment is unwavering when it comes to due diligence in monitoring government contract performance. We don't just look for what went wrong, but why. We want to identify the underlying systemic issues that can prevent future occurrences. Our goal is to provide actionable insights that lead to lasting improvements, ensuring that lessons learned from one project can benefit many others.
We know unforeseen circumstances happen. Sure, hurricanes. But we're looking to see if delays are due to legitimate, unpreventable events, or if it's inadequate planning, poor oversight, or just a lack of accountability. We aim to distinguish between an act of nature and a failure of management, and then provide the data to back it up.
Exactly. To really maximize the benefits of these milestones, municipalities and project teams need to embrace several strategies. First, robust planning. Using tools like critical path method, CPM, or program evaluation and review technique, PERT, to identify and prioritize milestones. It's all about getting that roadmap right from the start. This involves detailed scheduling, resource allocation, and identifying dependencies between tasks to ensure a smooth flow, minimizing bottlenecks and maximizing efficiency.
And stakeholder collaboration. Get everyone in the room early. Align expectations, make sure responsibilities are clear, and ensure those milestones are realistic and achievable. No surprises. This collaborative approach fosters a sense of shared responsibility and minimizes misunderstandings, leading to a more cohesive and effective project team.
Then proactive risk management. Build in those contingency plans right into your milestone schedules to address potential delays or safety issues. It's about foresight, not just reaction, and it saves immense time and money in the long run.
Public communication is also key. Use those milestones to share progress updates through press releases, public forums. It helps build community support. People want to see their tax dollars at work. Regular updates can transform public skepticism into engagement and support, making the community a partner in the project's success.
And finally, safety integration. Embed safety checkpoints as actual milestones. Regular inspections, compliance audits, upholding those legal and moral obligations, especially on city-owned sites. Safety should be a non-negotiable part of every project phase, from the initial design review to the final handover.
We're here to empower the public. We provide clear, objective insights into government contract execution. We actually encourage people to report concerns because their vigilance is instrumental in ensuring ethical governance and corruption. We believe that an informed public is the best safeguard against mismanagement and corruption.
Through continuous monitoring and promoting best practices, GTS works to ensure that government contracts deliver maximum value and uphold the highest standards of fiscal responsibility. It's all about making sure these projects not only get built, but get built right for the benefit of all Texans.
So, at the end of the day, critical milestones truly are the backbone of large infrastructure projects.
They provide structure, accountability, and a clear roadmap to success.
They are the essential framework upon which monumental achievements are built, ensuring that public funds are used effectively.
Especially here in Texas, where municipalities oversee projects on city-owned properties, these milestones are doubly significant. They ensure legal compliance with frameworks like the Texas Tort Claims Act, and they fulfill our moral obligations to protect lives and public trust. It's about more than just concrete and steel. It's about the well-being and future prosperity of our communities.
By effectively managing these milestones, municipalities can deliver infrastructure that's safe, cost-effective, and genuinely transformative. From those high-speed rail systems we mentioned to flood-resistant urban designs, it all comes back to managing those critical checkpoints. These projects shape our future, and milestones ensure they are built on a solid foundation, providing lasting benefits.
Well said, Carroll. As always, a pleasure. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. And remember, when it comes to big projects, we've got this handled.
You can count on it. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for joining Glenn and Carroll on the Below Grade podcast, brought to you by Golden Triangle Services. We're here to bring transparency to government contracting, one story at a time. Every 2 weeks, we'll take you deeper into the systems, safety issues, and oversight gaps that impact real projects and real people. From ethical contracting to infrastructure integrity, we cover what others overlook. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time below grade.